Hello, everybody. I am coming to you from our lovely bedroom. Oh, here's Mr. Booties. Say hi, Boots. He's the feature of the musings. No, I'm just kidding. As a few of you trickle on in here, I am, it's going to be a doozy of a live video today. I have been thinking a lot about this and really since Monday debating if I wanted to go live with the message that I have around this, and I've been kind of just like mentally processing because it's a lot to process, right? Like Monday and Tuesday, honestly, like the whole situation about the Vegas shooting truly was making me sick to my stomach, and like I have friends that were talking about the video and like just how horrific it was, and it's really horrific. And I think for me, the most horrific part has been that this is like now a way of our life. It has become a standard, like that we've accepted this as a standard for our society. And that's been the biggest difficulty for me to grasp, because it's difficult. This whole situation is difficult. Every single time, it seems, and you guys, maybe this resonates with you too, it seems like every single time it's getting worse and worse. And every single time, like the Pulse shooting at the beginning of the year was the worst one in U.S. history, and here now it's the worst one in U.S. history. And how many times prior to that has it been the worst in history? And sadly, how many times moving forward is it going to be the worst in history? So my thoughts around this, I've seen a lot of mixed messages online, and of course we all like to kind of weigh in with our 2 cents when something like this happens, right? The gun debate picks up, and we have people who are pro one side and, not another. I think it comes down to one basic concept that I thought somebody really outlined beautifully, and it can be found on my Facebook wall. Shout out to Julie Soro, I think is your last name. I have never met you, but I know that you're in my circle and a Facebook friend, and I love you for what you stand for, because holy moly, she hit the nail on the head for me as I was reading through Facebook. And for me, it's been really, I've noticed a few comedians and like BoJack Horseman, the newest season, kind of played on it. Something like this happens and Facebook turns into a thoughts and prayers type of environment, and then it blows over in 2 days and nobody makes a lifestyle change. Like, everybody just goes back to their normal life, and like nobody's impacted unless they knew somebody in, that was personally affected, and like life goes back to normal. And I'm sorry, but to me that's fucked up. Because at what point are we going to ask ourselves, like, when does this stop? And like, what are we personally doing to change it? And there's been a quote running through my head the last 2 days: if it's to be, it's up to me. If it's to be, it's up to me. And if it's to be, it's up to me, and it's up to you to make a difference each and every day in our life. And what Julie described in her status was, she really clearly outlined the connection basically that we have to these people. How many, how far removed are we from a person like the shooter? How many people are in our life personally are suffering from depression? How many people do we know? And you know what's sad? There's probably 5 people that you personally know who are struggling with something really hard. Depression or sickness or pain or self-sabotage or something in their life that's really, really painful. And you probably don't even know, because how often is your conversation surface level, or how often are you operating from a place of total love and compassion and empathy for other people around you? And I'm getting emotional because it really hit for me when I got out of my leadership training, when I was like this ray of sunshine in the world, and I was like determined to hug and greet and like be loving to every single person I met, how standoffish people were to me, and how not reciprocal, like how, what's the word I'm looking for? People thought I was in it for something else. The fact that I was providing unconditional love to somebody that I didn't know was like totally taking people aback. And it like shocked me, because I was like, holy shit, so many people are so not used to receiving love, being interacted with, even being acknowledged. Like, how often do you go about your day and ignore the person like cleaning the bathroom stall next to you as you go to the bathroom in a public mall? How often do you mess up the clothes that the person's sitting there folding? that, you know, like the salesperson. How do you show up in the world is basically the point of this message. How, if it's to be, it's up to me. So like, how are you coming across? How many people removed are you from somebody who's suffering? And what's the change that you can make each and every day in just the sphere that's around you? And really, that's what I've taken away from this shooting, because it's happened so many times, and because this is now just like a standard for us. This is just a way of life. Like, okay, it happened again, bummer. And then it like, and it's thoughts and prayers, and I appreciate that, and thoughts and prayers are fantastic, but what are we doing? What are the choices that we're making to make a conscious change in the world? Like, what are you choosing? How are you choosing to show up each and every day to then affect the world around you in a positive or negative way? And I am determined to show up in a positive way. And, you know, that often means not like doing the easy thing. Like coming from a place of love and trust and honesty and authenticity is not easy. There are a few friends, some of you may be watching actually, who I've given really crystal clear feedback to lately. And it was not easy to provide. And I know it was not easy for them to receive. And it took like 2 days of process for like each time I've hit feedback like that, because I've given it in like a sobbing, loving place, because I love that person so much that I'm willing to call them out on their shit and be like, listen, I feel like nobody else in your life is telling you these things about you right now, and it's holding you back like beyond belief. And I know it's not easy for me to tell you, but here it is. And like, while it's difficult for them to receive it in the moment, like a day or two later, every single person has come back to me and been like, wow, I can't believe you said that, because you're the only one who's like stood up for me in that capacity and told me like my bullshit and called it out. And like, what are you doing in your life each and every day? Exactly, Nancy. Hey, who are we being in the world? Like, how are you showing up? When you show up, is somebody like, wow, that's Melissa. I'm so excited to like interact and like see her and be around her because she's such a positive person, and like be impacted by her and influenced by her and just like be in her presence. Do you show up that way, or do you show up and you're a downer? You know, a lot of times I run into people and they're having a really bad day, right? They're like, oh, my day has been awful. Everyone around me is an asshole. Everything has been going wrong. The dude at the checkout counter that I just like was at the 7-Eleven, such a dick. Has anybody met that person? Does anybody have the same thought that I do? The common denominator is often the person. When somebody walks through life and they're in constant like grumpo mode and just annoyed and angry, when I have one of those days, guess what? The world seems annoyed and angry right back at me. But when I come at the world in a really loving place and understanding and like here to leave my mark in a positive way, guess what? That is mirrored back to me in tenfold. I am greeted in response. Granted, some people are like, this lady's a weirdo talking to me and acknowledging the fact that I exist when I'm not used to that. Yes, I do get that response sometimes, but most are really receptive and welcoming, and like just interacting with them lights them up. Like, when was the last time you were in a public bathroom and the person was cleaning the stall and you acknowledged them, looked them straight in the eyes and said, thank you so much for cleaning this bathroom. I know you have a really difficult job and I'm so appreciative of you for keeping it clean. When was the last time you potentially made somebody's day with a comment like that? And honestly, that is the change that needs to happen in this world. And that's my takeaway. If it's to be, it's up to me, and it's up to each and every single one of us to make a positive impact and to show up in a positive way and to affect change in other people in a positive way. Like, show up and be amazing and acknowledge the people around you for how amazing that they are. You know, that cleaning woman maybe is having an awful day. You don't even know what her story is. She may be 2 days away from shooting up something herself, and you maybe change the sphere of action. So like, that's what I encourage you to do. I encourage you to absolutely show up in a way that you are proud of every single day and every single minute. Like, set the standard for yourself to be different. Set the standard to like make your message known and be the example. Don't just speak and just like people that know me know that this is just not like verbiage and garbage, just diarrhea of the mouth out of me. I actually live, breathe, and like preach this shit because it's what I believe in. Because when I show up and I change how I show up, the world around me changes how it shows up too. And I am so determined to positively influence everybody that I come in contact with that's my declaration. So if it's to be, it is up to me. And I encourage you guys to make a personal declaration to like make a positive change in the world. Decide what you want your mark to be, and then like sprinkle that shit everywhere. Like, Jenna Phillips Ballard, one of my biggest heroes, says, sprinkle your sparkle. And it's true, like, decide how you want to show up and sprinkle that magic everywhere, because that is who you get to be. And I know for a fact that people who end up getting themselves mental issue, terrorist, whatever their motive, I know that there is a series of really unfortunate events that have led that person to where they are today. And we get to be the change to change the pathway of other people who are on that same journey, who are living a really sad and upset and just horrific. There are so many horrifying things that have happened to so many people. And I feel like when we open ourselves up and are really, truly empathetic and authentic, you start to realize perspective is amazing to see what other people have been through. So I encourage you guys with that message today, and I love you, and I hope you're having a great week. I know it's been a tough one with the news. Great, Kevin. I'm so excited to hear that you accept the challenge. I have been challenging myself like every minute of every day. I am so grateful to you to be joining. So I appreciate that, Kevin. If you declare that you want to like change yourself or like just make a positive impact in the world, declare it. Like declare it right here or on your Facebook or wherever it may be. Make a declaration like I am right now that you are going to be the positive impact in the world, because this is what we need. We need all of us peeps to be positive, and this is what's going to lead to peace. And, you know, maybe we've got the devil's advocates at play and the glass half empty type people who are like, peace is impossible. But hey, anything is possible 100% of the time if we believe in it, and if we all try and just like work hard enough towards it, maybe things will happen. I love you guys, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your night. Before I sign off, though, I would love to show you how fabulous and cute my little bedroom is, because we just today, look at this beautiful sunlight coming in, today just went to the plant store, and I am like gloriously happy about my delightful plants. So here we've got a supposedly hardy window stand-up plant. I have a black thumb, so the plant lady suggested that this would be a good one to go with. Supposedly very hardy. I don't know, what do you guys think? Give me some love if you like this one. I also, well, this one I had. This one's cute. This one's like my little baby. But check this out, you guys. A hanging ivy plant. How amazing is that? And then I've also got this beastly creature behind me. So yes, I'm very excited about all the plant life. It's bringing me lots of good energy in here. And yeah, check out the cool furniture John and I redid. You guys will have to come check out the place. I'm really excited. All right, love you guys.